let's do some factoring. Name of this method is called bottoms up. How many people in this room have factored using bottoms up before? 1, 2, nobody. Okay, so since nobody knows how to do it, I'm going to teach you. Go ahead and pay attention. Listen up. Your first step to factoring bottoms up is to know what your A, B, and C value are. Your A value here is 3. Your B value is -10. Your C value is -8. Your first step is to multiply your A value times your C value. So the first thing you're going to do is 3 times -8. So what's 3 times -8?
-24.
Good job in the back. -24. Oops. -24. What's our B value?
-10.
Yes, -10. Very good. Very good. So now your next step, we need two numbers that multiply to -24. Those two same numbers are going to add up to -10, and we're going to put those two numbers there. Some people are really good about doing that process in their head. For those of you guys who are not good at math in your head, who cares? Don't worry about it. Take your time. The most important thing is that you get to it. It's not about who's faster. There's always that one kid who's sitting right next to you who's going to be able to figure out these two numbers pretty quickly. Don't worry about that kid. He probably smells. You smell better, and that's also important. What I suggest is write out all the factors of -24. Give you some time right now. I'll race you. All right, I'm done. Remember, when you're multiplying two numbers and they multiply to be a negative, what that means is one of these two numbers in a pair has to be negative as well. So what's going to eliminate is you got to think about, well, which one of these pairs is going to add or subtract to -10? Which one's going to multiply to -24, but also at the same time add up to -10? I got it. 2 and -12. So what you're going to do is place those two numbers, 2, -12, inside what I like to call, it's a very fancy term, it's called the X thingy. When you're done, just double check in your head, what's 2 times -12? Okay, it's -24. What's 2 plus -12? It's -10. We're good to go. Next step is to take those two numbers that we just figured out, and we are going to place them inside the parentheses next to an X. Take -12 and put that next. So now your next step, after we place those numbers inside the parentheses, is take your A value, use purple here, which in this case is 3, and what we're going to do is put it underneath both of these numbers that we just figured out. So A at the bottom. Your next step is to take those fractions and simplify them if you can. You'll notice 2/3 is as simplified as you can get it. So we'll just rewrite it. Now -12 over 3. Well, what does that simplify to?
-4.
Yes, good job. -12 divided by 3 is -4. Good job, person in the back. So what you're going to do is simplify it to -4. Next step, this is where the name bottoms up comes from. What you're going to do is take any numbers that are at the bottom of a fraction and put them in front of your X. So in this case, you see this 3, that's at the bottom. It's going to start from the bottom. Now it's here, like Drake. So we're going to have 3x plus 2. Everybody see the 3 was underneath the 2, and then whoop, one in front of the X. -4 doesn't have any numbers underneath it, so we just leave it. You're done. So one of the things you can do when you're done factoring is take your answer, distribute it, and it should look exactly like the equation we just started with. So let's take our answer. And let's distribute it to see if we get it right. So
3x times x, 3x squared. And what's 3x times -4? That's -12x. What's 2 times x? That's 2x. And then what is 2 times -4? That's -8. Are there any like terms here within this? Yes, there is. Bam! These two in the middle are going to combine to be negative 10x. And over here, 3x squared, drop it right at the top. Negative 8, drop it down.
As well, and does that look like our original problem? You betcha it does. And you're done. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called bottoms up.